Hey guys, Jalea Seals here with 212 Behavioral. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is something that really boils my blood. So if I start to get a little frustrated and you can't handle it, feel free to cut off this video. So I want to tell you a story about a scene that I saw a long time ago. I was walking this child out of a session and I see his parents who are separated sitting on opposite sides of the room. And once he makes eye contact, the kid immediately lights up to see his parents, lights up to see his dad, lights up to see his mom. And then what happens is they start to call him. Each one of them, the mom in the right side of the room, the dad in the left side of the room, start calling him by name to come to him. And you see that they're getting frustrated because they want the kid to come to them before the other parent. So it still makes me frustrated whenever I think about it. In that scenario, we paused. I asked the kid to go sit down. I took the parents back and I talked to them about something I want to talk to you guys about today. And that is, what's an appropriate weight to put on your child? One of the things that I always look out for whenever we come into the home is what we call a surrogate spouse syndrome. So surrogate spouse syndrome is whenever we start to treat the child as if they were a spouse. And this happens a lot whenever there's marital conflict or parenting conflict between two people. So you don't even have to be separated. It could just be there's constant conflict. And you start to look to that child and lean on that child with the responsibility and weight that you would lean on a peer or a spouse. So that child starts to realize that they no longer have the role of child, but they have the role of taking care of everything. So I want you guys to be really mindful whenever you're in conflict with the child's parent, to realize that this kid is watching and to realize whatever unmet needs that you have cannot be fulfilled through that child. It frustrates me to no end the entitlement that we have as parents. Let me bust your bubble a little bit, but your kids don't owe you anything because you decided to bring them into this world. If you adopted, your kids don't owe you anything because you decided to adopt them. If you're fostering, those kids don't owe you anything just because you decided to foster them. Sure, they might have come out of a terrible circumstance, and sure, you're probably a great parent, but they don't owe you anything, and that cannot be our posture whenever we're parenting. Because whenever we get in that mindset, it's inherently selfish and it puts a weight on the kid that's going to crush them. No child can bear the weight of spouse. It's unhealthy and it's not okay. So that's one of the reasons at 212 that we came out with our co-parenting plans. If you're having some difficulty parenting together, think about having us come out, sit down with you, come up with a uniform plan to say this is what we're going to do in both households, or this is what we're going to do in this household. These are the rules we're going to have. These are the consequences. This is the way that we're going to talk to our kids. Let that be guided by a professional if you need it. And I would also recommend, if this resonates with you, I think I would seriously consider getting some counseling. If counseling between you guys isn't an option, just counseling within yourself to figure out how you can get those needs met outside of your child. So kids don't need to be your future retirement plan. Kids don't need to be your best friend. Kids don't need to be your helper for raising the other children. They need to be able to be kids. They can help you, but they can't be the one responsible for all these things. So I appreciate you guys giving me some time to vent here. If you have any questions, reach out to us at 212behavioral.com. Thank you guys.